Welcome guys to my BMW M2. I'm going to be showing you guys 3 hidden features that are probably inside your BMW that you may not even know exist. Now some of these you may have seen before, you may have heard it before, but either way, if you guys haven't, check this out. Now the first thing I'm going to show you guys is the key. So on the key, you have your typical buttons: unlock, lock, trunk, and alarm. Now what you may not know is you can actually open the windows by holding the unlock button. So if I hold the unlock button and I keep holding it, there go the windows. So the windows will actually open. And if your car has a sunroof, the sunroof will also open. So you can see all the way to the other side. So that is something you may not know. And then if you hold the lock button, it'll actually roll your windows back up for you. So that's a hidden feature you may not know about your BMW key. Because initially when I had my first car, my BMW M240i, I actually didn't know about this until like 2 months into owning the car. Now, a little bit of a warning: if you have a sunroof on your car, if you hold this button long enough to get the windows down, it will also open the sunroof. Now, why am I giving you guys a warning here? Because sometimes you may not want the sunroof open, you may only want the windows open. And what can happen is if you try to stop the windows right at the bottom, you may still get a slight crack of an opening on the sunroof if you don't stop it at the perfect time. Now, why could that be a problem? The problem could come with rain. If you guys get any rain and this thing is cracked open, your car is going to flood. So this kind of goes both ways when you're opening the window and when you're closing it. Just double check, make sure your sunroof is actually properly closed, because you can accidentally open it without intending to open it, and when you go to close it, you may not close it all the way. So in my opinion, always double check physically on the inside that your sunroof is closed when you leave the car, if you actually use this feature in your car. It's never happened to me, but trust me guys, I have had times where I've almost forgotten about it, and had it been raining, it could have been a problem. But that is a cool feature inside your BMW key. Now the next feature is actually inside of the car. So if I start this car up, this button right here. So you have this little button here that you can kind of flip from left to right, and initially you may not know what this button is actually for because it seemingly doesn't do anything. If you read your owner's manual, it'll tell you. This will actually tilt your mirrors, and that beep is actually my washer fluid. I gotta fill that up. So if you hear that nervous BMW beep, don't worry about it, it's fine. So this will actually tilt your mirror down. It won't do anything to this one, but it will to this one. So right now, if I put the car into reverse, nothing happens. If I slide this towards me, and then if you look at the mirror, if I put my car in reverse, you'll see it actually tilts down. Then if I get out of reverse, it will tilt back up. So this is a cool little feature in addition to your typical backup camera and sensors, so that you can safely park the car without hitting a curb and actually making sure that you park perfectly inside of the lines. So depending whether you read your owner's manual or not, this is something you may or may not know, but if you didn't know, now you know. The next hidden feature in your car is you can actually access a hidden menu inside your BMW where you can do a service reset, you can check your temperatures, and do some cool things in there. The most useful purpose for this is, like I said, resetting your services, or if you have a model like this one that doesn't have a temperature gauge, you can actually use the hidden menu to access a temperature gauge in the car. What we're going to do, we're going to turn the car on without turning the engine on. You can turn the engine on as well, but for this purpose, we're not going to. We don't need to. Right here, what you're going to do is your reset button. You are going to hold for about 10 seconds. You'll see this pop up. Just keep holding the button. Don't let go yet. So now you've reached the hidden menu: identification, system test, start roller. You have a bunch of stuff here, but where you want to go to is unlock. So you're going to hold the button again, and then the code. So this is going to be the sum of the last 5 digits of your VIN number. So it's probably going to be 19, 20, or 21 in most cases. For me, it's 19. Hold again. So then you have consumption, which will give you consumption information, range, tank, how much you have in the tank, temperature. So this is how you get the oil temperature in your car. So if you don't have a temperature gauge, that's how you do it. BC, don't know what that one is. Speed and revs, so you can pretty much have that written out for you if you don't like the gauges. System voltage, and you got some other stuff. I don't really play with all that. Software resets, all kinds of stuff in here. So really useful menu for certain things. And then you could go to test end, hold to close out of the menu, press again, and that'll exit the menu. So it's not the most useful thing, but it's useful for certain things. So you could do a reset, you can check certain diagnostic stuff. So it is useful to know how to get into it, and it is a hidden feature inside of the car. There is an alternative that I recommend, and that's just getting an app called BimmerLink, which allows you to plug in an OBD adapter and get all that same information on your phone without having to go through all the secret menus every single time you start the car up. But nonetheless, it exists. So those are 3 hidden features that you may or may not know are inside of your BMW. There may be some slight nuanced differences between generations, but for the most part, it's the same for the majority of BMWs. The hidden menu, the key, and the tilting mirrors. All that stuff is for the most part the same on the majority of BMW. So if you didn't know you had those features, now you know. So if you found this video useful, leave it a like, subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, and check out my website, drivewayjourney.com, where I'm all about going from your first keys to your dream driveway. So if that's something that you guys are into, check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Till next time.